This is your announcer, Chuck Landington, welcoming you to the Metal Injection Livecast. Our baby boy, Rob Bush, went to the gun range during his Los Angeles trip last week. I hope it was worth it. Poor Darren got arrested for gun possession because of your fun day out. All Robs are bastards. The Metal Injection Livecast starts now.
Sorry about that, Darren. I guess I just can't control that.
To be fair, I did have a gun on me when that happened.
Oh no!
Yeah, it was coincidence.
Okay.
They arrested me.
T-shirt cannon?
They still arrested me because of you. But
I thought you were just happy to see the cops, Darren.
Oh no! Rob, what'd you
He's
do?
already
Did they
been
come get him
arrested.
again?
Oh, maybe.
Darren's
I didn't
out.
touch Nowinski. Oh no, he's now in Zoom jail. Welcome to the Metal Injection Livecast. It's Rob here with Noah, Sid, and here he is again. Here's Darren. He's coming in. He's popping in the room. Welcome to the Metal Injection Livecast. We're live every Tuesday, 6 o'clock-ish Eastern Time. You can give us a call if you're listening live, 213-WIDE-NUT, 213-943-3688. And also, if you listen live, you get free access to the video version of the stream. If you want access to the archive of the stream, just hit up our Patreon, patreon.com/Metal Injection Livecast. $5 a month gets you access to the video versions and 2 bonus episodes a month. Tonight at midnight, you get another bonus episode that is, as it will be September 1st, first day of the month. We always like to post a new episode, and it's a doozy, baby. We're doing a watch along of Out for Justice, Steven Seagal, the movie. Like, if you're a longtime Livecast fan, you've definitely heard the drops. Hear them in full context. Hear plenty of more excellent drops. Patreon.com/Metal Injection Livecast. $5 a month gets you in there. Do it.
Anybody see Richie?
you know, I stepped on you. I forgot that you wanted to also plug the Patreon, so I apologize for that. But I think the cops booted me from the stream as soon as I mentioned.
That's what we were saying. Yeah.
Well, I'm back.
I'm back as well. I'm back on the East Coast. I spent almost 10 days out west.
I was going to ask you. I thought maybe you found a hotel with that accommodated you with a wooden brick wall there.
No, no. This is just my home brick wall that you're looking at on the videos here. But yeah, I'm back. It's nice. It's weird. It was actually 20 degrees cooler in the area of LA that I was staying in than it is in New York today. Yeah. Well, I guess I was staying in Santa Monica. I found a relatively cheap Airbnb there, and it's right by the water. And because of that, it has its own climate compared to the rest of the city. Like, if I drove 45 minutes out, it'd be 90 degrees. But, you know, right there on the water, it's like 68, 69.
Did your Airbnb have a balcony?
No, it was like a 1-floor house.
Did you get your ass in that water?
Oh, I got my ass in that water plenty. Every day I went, basically. Every day but Sunday, because it was way too cold the last day to do it. But one night, like, first of all, I'm blown away by the West Coast sunsets, as all my Instagram followers have seen, which I know it's so cliche, but let me have this, okay? Leave me alone.
I love it.
But so
You better get your ass in this water.
One night I just swam at night and like swam as the sun was setting, which was like the craziest thing, because the water just looks like, with the reflection of the sun, it kind of like the water starts looking like chrome. It doesn't look like water, and it's so trippy to my like my eyes.
Did the fish start dancing and singing you songs?
There were some fish that kind of popped out, but the other thing I realized, at least this part of LA, I don't know if all of LA is like this, but the waves are way more intense in the Pacific than in the Atlantic. I had to actually go. I was actually pretty far out, man.
Yeah.
Because I had to go past the break point of the waves, because otherwise the water is essentially like 1.5 feet deep, but then the wave kind of like brings it up to be like, 4 or 5 feet. So I'm like 50 feet. And I really understand before when I swim in the Atlantic, I was like, oh, how does anybody ever get caught up in a wave? That's ridiculous. Like, I could totally handle it. But when I was there, I was like, oh, now I totally understand how people who swim, like there could be like one wave and you don't even see it coming, and you cannot fight a wave. I thought I could. It is impossible. The wave will always win. Too much power.
What was the submission move it used on you?
It just slammed me to the fucking ground. That's the whole thing. You have to. My only advice is, if you get caught up in a wave, put your hands out, so at least you just break your wrists and not your face.
I thought you were going to say so you might at least cop a feel on someone while you're going down.
No. So you can
blame
kind
the
of
wave on it.
Brace for the fall, brace for the slam. But no, I was good. It was great. So I really love the beach. And the most notable thing. So I went to this Kat Von D listening party. I just so happened upon it.
You
She
told
has a
me
new album
about
coming out.
and my first reaction is she makes music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just to listen to her talk. She
Where
just
have
has a
you
conversation
been?
with a friend.
No, she does like dark synthy kind of stuff. She's putting out an EP. Her husband is in a band. The band is called
Prayers.
No, I didn't realize you're such a big Kat Von
I
D
love Kat Von D.
stan.
I'm a fan.
Is it Christian rock? Prayers? No.
No, it's like synth,
It's
like
yeah,
goth.
like gothy stuff.
Is her band called Thoughts? Because that would be cool. Because then it would be the Thoughts and Prayers tour. Get it?
Uh-oh.
Get it?
Wow.
That's
I
topical.
I did get it.
Thank you.
I regret it.
Get it and
so-
regret it.
So
New
it was
t-shirt.
interesting because it was on a Friday night. It was in this beautiful venue in downtown LA. And I was I didn't really know what to expect or how many people I would know there, but turns out I did know a good amount of people, not to brag.
Oh,
But-
you're talking about celebrities?
No, just like friends of mine.
Was Corey
Nobody-
Feldman there?
Nobody know. Well, that's the thing. I was like, are there gonna be big names? Because Kat Von D is a pretty notable celebrity, and she has some notable celebrity friends.
Yeah.
But
You know what
think-
is? They don't know what her music's gonna sound like, so they kind of want to maybe distance themselves if it would have been a disaster, you know. But
It wasn't a disaster.
no, I didn't say it was,
Uh,
but the uncertainty.
no.
you know?
Yeah.
There wasn't anybody notable, but it was a very interesting combination of like metalheads, music industry, like her makeup fans, and then these kind of like gender queer people, which God bless their souls, they looked amazing. They really brought
Probably
the
a
room
lot of
together.
pleather in that space.
So much pleather,
For
so
different
much black,
reasons.
all black.
Everybody in face masks, but not because of COVID.
Well, Rob, you actually told me there were scarce masks in this crowd.
Yeah, I was like one of 10 people wearing a mask at most. But the thing is, it wasn't that crowded. Again, you could space out. It was fine.
And at least you know you didn't get mouth herpes. So that's a plus. Well, if your face is covered, you can't get herpes from all the people in the crowd. That's all.
Okay.
Well, it
It's-
depends where they put their mouth on Rob.
I was
Said.
gonna say, isn't it? It's not airborne, is it? Is there a new development?
Well, no, it's just people kissing on Rob's face.
Oh,
He's very
It's a
kissable.
it's always a big
Oh.
problem.
I missed that part.
Most people don't reach his face; they reach somewhere else.
He's got herpes in his like torso.
Right above his belly button.
Deuterino, Photoshop herpes onto Rob's torso. Thank you.
Rob has huge pot tits.
And so at the Kat Von D thing, so crazy. Apparently, Charo has a guest appearance on the Kat Von D album. So she came out and introduced Kat Von D, and I feel like I was one of maybe 4 people that actually knew that it was Charo and was
Coochie
excited
coochie.
that, oh my God, I am in the presence of the legendary Charo.
How's she looking? She's getting up there.
Great, she looks great.
Did she
I mean,
perform?
she just introduced her.
Oh.
She introduced her, and then Kat did like 2 or 3 songs, and her fans loved every second of it. It was like seeing a boy band, like the high pitched screeches of the fans.
How many seconds of it did you love?
I liked it. I liked all the songs. I thought they were good.
Did she just sing or did she play piano?
She sings. So she sings. There's a synthesizer player, there's a bassist and a drummer. And then there's also a pole dancer who is one of the best pole dancers I've ever seen. Like, she was doing interpretive dance.
Wow.
Essentially. It was really, really good. It was like, it was certainly sexy, but it was very artistic. It wasn't just like,
Are you thinking of signing up for pole classes?
I don't think
There's not a pole strong enough.
Yeah, I don't think I have the upper body strength yet. I need to do a little more swimming before I could.
Rob, could you quickly give us your top 5 all-time pole dancers?
Interpretive pole dancers.
If you want to be that specific.
Do you have 5 pole dancers that
you're the one that said it's one of the best you've ever seen? So I assume I've seen others to compare.
I've seen plenty of poles. All right.
Guess.
That is the drop of all drops. Oh my God, Rob's seen plenty of poles. Put that on a T-shirt.
I used to live near a Polish community, so there'd be poles all over the place.
Oh,
What?
that was good.
So at the Kat Von D listening party, I ran into my good friend Lex from Three Teeth, the industrial band. I've definitely talked about them on the show before, and they're very, very fun. And Lex, this dude is like way into survivalism, I've come to learn. Bless his heart.
What does that mean? What is that?
Just like preparing for doomsday. Not to say, I mean, I don't know if he has like those food packets, but he's just also very into building guns. I've learned.
Oh,
And
wow.
he said, "Hey,
I'm printing them and stuff, or
no, just compiling them, like buying parts and making, like putting them together,
Altering
like,
them.
as you would a computer."
Did you get as far as finding out if he has a specific impending doom that he thinks is coming?
No, nothing like that. No, but
Okay.
just to be, you never
Some people
know.
are just prepper. They just like to be
Yeah, you
prepared
like
for
to be
any
prepared.
situation.
Exactly.
Well, I didn't say no. I'm just saying, maybe there is something. He could have probed it a little.
Nothing notable, but he invited me out to a shooting range, and I've never shot a gun before. And in recent years, I'm like, maybe I should know how to shoot a gun. I feel like, honestly, I'm at a point where I feel like, look, if these things are legal, people have these things, you should know how to use them.
Yeah.
You never know. And going in there, so I'm driving up, and I smoked like an hour or two before.
Oh no,
driving up.
Rob.
And so I'm
Very
like driving up.
irresponsible.
long
No,
story short, now you're 9 toes past Bonnie.
Yeah, we can't see your torso because you shut it off.
3 butts and 9 toes.
Episode title.
So I'm driving, and then I'm starting to get like the paranoia of like, what am I doing? I'm going to shoot guns. I'm crazy. What's I can't shoot. I'm gonna suck. I'm gonna blow something up. Blah blah blah. And thankfully, I was a little early, and so I had a little time to like walk around. And by the time he and my other friend Mario arrived, my high had subsided.
Mario, like from the show?
No.
The mom fucker?
Yes, Mario from the show. Yes.
There are
exactly,
other
yes.
Marios, Sid.
There's
I
only
don't
one
think so.
Mario in the world. And so I was
There you
not.
go.
So to be clear, I was not stoned by the time I started shooting the guns. So we go to the gun range, and it is loud. It is loud, people.
Yeah.
Got to put on those headphones, or I guess
You mean the
the
mufflers?
muffles. Yeah. And they
I thought
really,
you were
really
listening
help.
to some tunes while you're doing that.
Maybe. No, you really get the thing about it. It's like it requires all of your focus. There is no messing around. And in a way that kind of makes it a little meditative, because you absolutely block everything else out of your mind, because you really can't think about it. You can only think about the shot. So he brings out all these crazy AR-15s, AR-18 and AR-18. He had this one
AR-18.
sniper rifle. I don't know. But bear with me here.
He's trying to sound smart.
He had this one sniper rifle that looked like one of those cheat codes you would put into Grand Theft Auto. And when he shot it,
What caliber? Do you know?
There's no way he knows that. Noah,
come on, Noah.
It
Probably
made
a
a big
9mm.
sound. It was heavy.
When he shot it, I feel like my sinuses cleared up, like my whole body shook, and my
From him shooting
from him just the whole just the the
Right.
mushroom cloud
The
of
ricochet.
Not
like,
even you
whoa.
doing it, just him doing it next to you.
Yeah. I was like 5 feet away from it. So when I shot it, it was even more intense. But so
Wait,
that
you
was
shot
crazy.
the AR-18?
I shot all of the guns in the photo. Wow. He was very, very nice. And also he mentioned that, we were spoiled because he has top of the line, like these things were top of the line, and the scopes on them were so accurate that in my first shot, I hit the target. And then when I was doing the pistol, in my first shot with the pistol, I got a bullseye. And he was like, I've never seen anybody do that. I am a freaking natural at this. It was like,
I gotta say, Rob,
opposite.
like in the photos, because Rob posted these photos on Instagram, you have fantastic form for a noob.
Oh, well,
fantastic. There was one slide I did not really like, but like really, really good form.
Was it the slide where I had the two pistols and I was just shooting them like
very
idiot?
Irresponsible.
It is very irresponsible, but the place was closing. We had all that ammo left. We were just shooting it at the
like normal, like black and white outline target, or was it like a picture of someone or something?
It was a black and white target with like a bullseye in the middle, like a red thing in the middle. But yeah, I understand how that came off irresponsibly, but the rest of the time, and the place itself was very, very super safe. They were really on top of it and very cautious. And ultimately, it was a great time.
You gonna do it again? You gonna buy a gun?
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to buy a gun, but I'll definitely visit NOAA in Arizona.
Do you know what it takes to get a gun in New York City? It's definitely more trouble. Well, I don't know if it's more trouble than it's worth, but it's just too much trouble that I feel like you'll probably just give up on it.
Well, now that weed is legal, maybe Rob could get into illegal guns just to get his like outlaw fix.
I don't need that. The thing about it that I like is I'm not that I was scared of guns before, but I guess intimidated by guns. But now it's just like, oh, I understand.
You're supposed to be intimidated by guns. Even if you know how to use them, you should still be intimidated. They're not a toy.
They're not a toy. They're a tool.
Serious business, Rob.
It is serious. I just spent the whole time talking about how serious it was and how you had to focus on it.
Not the whole time.
We should have that guy on the show to talk about it.
Yeah, definitely.
That would have been cool.
I think they're putting out a single pretty soon, so we could tie it around there. Yeah, he's great. He's awesome. He absolutely looked the part. He had the best tactical gear on. I felt a little underdressed.
Did you have a post-shootout meal with this man?
We didn't. We wanted to eat at the range, but we basically stayed until because they had a restaurant there that looked really good.
Do you remember the name of the range?
I tagged it in my post.
Okay.
Give them a shout out because it was very, very top. Also, it was in the middle of nowhere, and I got there first. I mean, I guess it has to be in the middle.
Can't do it in a mall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, whoa, where the hell am I? But the Oak Tree Gun Club.
Oh, nice.
They're fancy. Almost sounds like a country club that started only allowing black people 10 years ago or something.
It definitely has like I mean, it's not country club vibes, but like a men's club kind of vibe.
No ladies there?
There were ladies. There were ladies shooting some guns.
Yeah, I know.
And just to get, and also I want to point out that like Lex's gear was so insane. All the people that worked at the range came over and were like, "Is that a this and that? Whoa, is that this? Can I see that?" Like they were like drooling over his gear. It was incredible. It was. I felt very good knowing that I was in good hands in terms of like the person showing me and like the gear I was using. Because I imagine if I use like something with not as good of a scope on it, there's no way I would have hit those targets.
It was the guy that came up and said, "Aren't you Robert Pazzabini from Lamb Goat?" That guy has 9 toes now.
Yeah.
There's okay, so now that you're into guns, I wasn't sure if I should share this with you. There's an Instagram account that like this guy that makes me laugh so hard. His handle is Gun Drummer, and
we've written about him on Metal Injection.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah.
She only read it on Lamb Goat.
No, I just like randomly found him on Instagram, and his posts make me laugh so hard. So basically, what he does is he shoots his guns to the beat of metal songs, and it's so crazy.
Are bullets that cheap that you can do that, and it's okay?
Bullets are kind of like hard to find these days. Or they are overpriced or like higher priced, whatever.
So does he make less posts lately?
They're not that expensive. They're not cheap.
Well, compared to what they were like a year or a couple of years ago. Yes, they are. Especially since the demand, like there's just a shortage of it or whatever.
No, I understand, but like
Everything else.
a box of like 40 rounds is like $25. That's not that's not the end of the world.
Well, city boy, for some people, that's a lot.
What the fuck has this show become where we're just like discussing ammo prices now?
I'm just saying
what we are.
It's not like it's $100 for 40 round. It's within
We're
like,
hunter's
purchase.
injection.
No,
Yeah,
that background picture on Zoom, is that what you use for target practice?
Yeah, just picking off kittens.
Just line them up 5 in a row and then
Yes, I'm actually at the gun range right now.
Noah has a picture of 5 very cute kittens lined up behind her.
Gun Drummer channel today.
Wait, no, that's not a song.
It wasn't?
No.
Little machine head.
I want to hear him do like some.
Give us a video here.
Oh wait, it's very loud rap.
Let me hear some Dave Lombardo shit. I don't want to hear this 2-4 shit. Come on.
Okay, so like he has some videos where he like lines up his guns on the table and then he'll like go to each set and like do each part of the song.
Oh,
Those are
that
pretty-
sounds interesting.
Are there any Rolling Stones songs in honor of the late great Charlie Watts?
Maybe. And then there's one where him and his friend had a tank and they fired the tank.
Oh, I see it.
How did they have See, I see things like this and I'm like, I'm okay with us having a pandemic. I think we sort of earned it. Yes, good.
Miro
So, by the
provides
way, that was like a sponsored post for Drive Tanks. You can actually rent a tank yourself.
God,
Oh, really?
That seems reasonable. That I can't see anything going wrong with that.
this whole country should sink into the fucking ocean. Good Lord.
Does
Let
that
people
guy?
have
What a
fun.
world.
Does he actually play the drums? That guy, or he just shoots guns to the?
Yeah, here you go.
How's it going, everyone? Gun Drummer here. It's a
Gun
beautiful day
Drummer.
out here on the shooting range. Want to talk about today's sponsor,
Oh,
Walker's
yeah,
XL.
sponsor.
Blah, blah,
These
blah,
loot
blah, blah.
over-
Because I was
With a
gonna say, if he
flies
doesn't play the
phone.
drums, he's more like a gunner.
Yeah, right? Oh, here you go.
Oh,
Not the
way
best.
off time. Stick with the guns, buddy.
No, is this responsible gun use? I just want to be clear.
He only has one. So yeah.
How many?
He's the only one there.
How many?
One.
Sorry, there's a song playing. I can't warn you. Oh, hey, it's very appropriate to be doing this during a song that's criticizing the Iraq War, bombing people in the Iraq War.
Yeah, I'd love to. Rob, you need to do on Metal Injection a thing where you just show this to Surge and let him do like a reaction video.
This guy's going to be featured on Metal Injection in about 5 years, finding out that System of a Down is against guns and war, saying he can't listen to them anymore. He also really likes Rage Against the Machine too.
Oh no.
Okay, he's definitely going through about like $200 of ammo
So
at least here.
That's all of that is only $200? No way. There's got to
He
be
probably gets like a
grand.
deal.
I'm
Buys
sure.
wholesale.
Oh, I'm sure he's spending not a dime of his own money, but I'm saying how much he actually went through.
Oh,
Rob.
retail.
This
There's
is
Rob.
ridiculous.
What a
Okay.
world.
There we go.
What a world.
This is the land of the free, baby. 213 wide nut. That's the phone number.
You ordering guns now?
Uncle Gina writes in the chat. Robert, me and your teta Galina got pizza in that Belasco bathroom one night. Belasco is the venue where I went to see Kat Von D.
Oh, wow! Somebody
It kind
stalking you.
of had a grand Prosper Hall
Yeah.
kind of vibe.
Rest in peace.
Now that I think
Oh,
about it.
we should let everyone know the bad news.
It's been torn
I think,
down.
did we mention it on the news?
I don't think so.
I think we discussed it amongst ourselves, and that's it.
Yeah, so the Grand Prospect Hall was bought out by developers, and it's been torn. It's the
That's
insides
it?
have been completely torn down.
Oh,
People are like protesting.
For
They're like,
what?
it's been torn down. Like, what do you
How's-
want now?
that was a landmark.
But
wasn't-
it,
Was
it was just a run of the mill catering hall. The
Yeah, it was a
commercials
catering
were
hall.
the important thing, and they're still
Yeah.
up, so don't worry about it.
It
That's
seems
my
like the
feeling
people
on
are
it
more
as well.
protesting the development than.
Okay, that's different. I
But
agree
like,
with
what
that.
else? It's either going to be condos or a Whole Foods. Take your pick.
But also the
in the
thing is,
neighborhood.
the general idea of protesting these developments is that you're kicking poor people out. Like, who the fuck cares for catering halls?
Yeah,
It's-
exactly.
It's just a 1-to-1 trade.
And also, most of the people protesting are the same gentrifiers that they claim to be protesting. So it's
Right.
like, Rob, you should go by the wreckage though and take some pictures.
Please.
Well, they're
It's
mad
just
that
the exterior is the same still.
It is.
Yeah,
they
Oh.
haven't got to it yet. They probably will change it. Right?
I thought it was like destroyed even from the outside too. From the
I
pictures
don't believe
saw.
so, but I'll double
I-
Why
check.
don't you go
I-
behind the construction doors, do some journalism,
Do a
take some,
little-
snap some photos.
I passed it not that long ago. Well, maybe it was a while, maybe a couple of months. I don't know, but it's still. I didn't even know anything was happening there.
I think this was in like the last couple of weeks that it like
Yeah.
finally they started doing stuff. Rob, just if they don't let you in, just bring one of your guns. They'll definitely let you in.
I don't have any guns.
He means your bicep.
Oh, hey now, hey now. Got
What
plenty
you
of
gonna
those.
do?
Is there a-
Pazzabini runs
Is there
wild.
that kind of a gun drummer where it's just a guy who flexes to metal songs?
Tim Lambesis? I don't know.
Yes, please.
flexes on his wife? Why?
And why?
So were there any other like celebrity sightings or anything else interesting in LA?
The pot in LA is better than in Vegas and cheaper because the
Mhm.
tax isn't as unreasonable. So I like that. I liked how available it was and how
So now we're the
there's-
show that complains about taxes and then talks about buying guns and ammo. Just want to be clear what we are now. That's what we are. Okay, cool.
Don't get me started on the immigrants.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
No, I love all immigrants.
When you have to
Well,
say
not
that,
all of them.
you're off the rails already.
Yeah, just a bit.
I do love all immigrants, though.
Oh, immigrants love. Nobody has been nicer to immigrants than me. Nobody has done more for immigrants than Robert Basmati.
Next thing you fast forward in our stream 30 minutes, and it's like, I love black people. I love them.
Rob.
I have plenty of black friends.
Nobody has done more.
People are saying, well, I love the black people. We love them, don't we, folks?
There's one.
So yeah, that's basically the gist of my
That's good.
LA stuff. I don't really have any other
No culinary
other
highlights.
but I think I want to make
yeah.
more regular visits to the West Coast. No, I definitely want to visit you in Addis.
Yay.
Get that desert, feel that desert heat.
They're in
See what
Joshua
the guns
Tree.
are like in Arizona.
Oh my god.
Sure. I'll show you.
What are the gun ranges like? What kind of guns do you shoot, Noah?
I haven't been to a gun range in Arizona, but there is like land where you're allowed to shoot out like all the way in the desert
Main Street.
on Main Street in Tucson.
Oh, okay.
I have a pistol and I have an AR-15.
Oh.
Oh, you
But
own an AR-15?
yeah, and they're both 22 caliber. That's like the baby boom, because I'm too scared to shoot the 9mm, which you were probably shooting. And that wraps up gun talk.
Does it?
Where do you keep your AR-15?
I guess it doesn't.
We have to get a safe for it, but the safes are expensive, but we keep them hidden.
Well, you bring your AR-15 to the safe store and make them give you one for free. That's the whole point.
And I want to clarify, I have an AR-15 pistol. So it's like a pistol with like an extension thing. It's like really like a baby gun. It's for babies like me.
I don't think babies should have guns.
Well, that's the gun that Ian Watkins had.
Oh no.
Didn't go well.
No, he had a baby gun, but it was something else.
Ew.
That's
That's right. That.
Well, this conversation is Rotted Through. And speaking of which, Rotted Through is releasing their debut album, The Depths, on September 10th on all major platforms. The Depths is a darknet-inspired horror show that gets deliberately heavier the deeper you descend. Get your pre-order on September 3rd via iTunes, Bandcamp, or rottedthrough.com. The other big story today is that Gene Simmons has tested positive for COVID-19 only a few days after Paul Stanley, fellow KISS member, recovered from his COVID positivity.
I, Gene Simmons, have always said I'm a very positive person, and this proves it.
Do you think they got it from each other? Like, were they running a train on a groupie still? Do they think they still do that?
Well,
I
Sid,
imagine they avoid being in the same room together.
keep your accusations to yourself. I can tell you exactly where I contracted COVID-19. Both I and Paul, we were performing the same mitzvah b'peh on a baby, and unfortunately, our
For
noses
newer
and mouths-
listeners, what's a mitzvah b'peh?
That is a famous Yisroel a ritual in which the Rebbe performs a circumcision using his teeth.
Oh,
So our mouths were in close proximity, and as you know, even with precautions, COVID-19 can spread in this manner.
It's performed either by a Rebbe or a bassist. Whichever one is around is allowed to do it.
We forgot to wear our KISS face paint, which has protective powers.
Can you imagine that poor child?
So Paul Stanley had it like last week. He said he had it pretty bad. So the entire KISS tour, KISS is on tour. They're on the end of the road tour. They're all vaccinated, fully vaxxed.
It might actually be the end of the road for them.
Simmons got it. Stanley got it, recovered. A few days later, they're back on the road. Simmons got it. Now they postponed a few dates, and now 10 days of quarantine for the entire crew on the tour.
You're going to have to wait for that KISS. Wait a little longer. You waited this long.
KISS quarantine. It's a new, they actually have a trademark on it. So I don't know if we're going to get stricken for saying that.
Actually invented quarantine, all quarantines, not just COVID-19 quarantines. Invented it, all of them.
Anything with teens in it, he's into.
anyone doing anything with teens, you're going to face a cease and desist from the KISS estate. That is our domain. Even baby guns, Noah.
Oh no.
Those are ours as well.
Gene,
Watkins.
I just want to let you know, Gene, that vertigo you're feeling is not from COVID. It's not a COVID symptom. It's from wearing platforms for 80 years.
Yes. I'm high. It's like being in Denver. It's very thin air up here. Robert Pazzabini, you can say something about that as well.
Actually, we were just talking about Grand Prospect Hall. Bushwick Barry, friend of the show, just tweeted us.
What?
He tweeted a link to a story about Grand Prospect Hall. And the story says, as locals rally around Grand Prospect Hall, some preservationists say it's too little too late. The value of the place to the community is as a gathering place and container of memories, and that seems to be gone. So he quote tweeted that, and he writes, stop splurging your podcast millions on fancy vacations to Vegas and to visit celebrities in Los Angeles, and you use it to save what's left of this landmark Brooklyn institution, you cowards.
3-day old lean prime rib that nobody likes. That's what the legend of Grand Prospect Hall is. It's fucking runny potato salad.
Oh,
Back to Simmons, though.
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
We used to have we used to have our umpire dinner there. They used to have this umpire dinner at the end of the year, and it was at the Grand Prosper Hall, and it was awful. The food was just terrible.
It didn't make your dreams come true?
I mean, some dreams, I guess, that I've had were materialized in that place, but
I suppose at the end of the night, your dream of leaving there came true, right? So in that way,
yes, technically they made that.
You know.
Please continue.
Please
Yeah, I was
continue
talking
talking
about
about me,
Simmons, so
Gene Simmons.
He said, so Simmons is vaccinated. He's been like lobbying for people to get vaccinated. He said in a recent interview, he was mocking anti-vaxxers, saying, I have my rights. Don't tell me what to do. And then Simmons mocked, which is curious because you do not have the right to drive down the highway in a car without a seatbelt. You must stop at a red light. That's not a right you have. And you don't have the right to walk naked down the street.
sad.
These are not life-threatening ideas. We're talking about a fucking pandemic and people are fighting it. He's dropping the F-bombs, folks.
Fakakta?
On the other hand, if you do die of COVID, we are selling kiss coffins still.
Are they on sale, perhaps? This would be a
No.
good time.
Negative.
No, God damn it.
The promo code COVID actually gives you 20% on. instead of off.
You're
You
dead.
get
What
a
do you need that
markup.
extra money for?
Yeah.
20% on.
So let's see what else is happening in the world. Well, I like this. I don't think this was on the rundown, but today a story came out. Nikki Sixx was being interviewed because he has a new book coming out. I think
Why?
it's called. That's what you got to do. You got to put out product.
Children's book?
Oh
No,
my
I think it's
God.
like the Heroin Diaries Part 2. So yes, it's a children's
Still?
book.
Did he go back on heroin so he could have another book? Like, how much can you really tell us about this?
It's an in-depth expose on his personal exploits wheeling around Mick Mars.
Oh my God.
Tour.
So he was talking about their upcoming reunion tour, which is next currently slated for 2022. And he said, so currently the final lineup is, of course, Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison, and Joan Jett. Apparently, David Lee Roth was asked to open the tour, and Sixx says that Roth turned down the gig because, quote, I don't open for bands that I influence. Which is like
Reasonable.
David Lee Roth. I mean, he's right.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it. Like, could you imagine David Lee Roth opening for Poison? I can't see that.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
right, but it also seems like you could just decline. You don't have to be a dick about it. You know, they asked you graciously to do this.
Have you met David Lee Roth?
I agree. No, but I could still criticize. What
It
he
was the
says.
most. I just feel it's like the most David Lee Roth reason to not do a tour, and I love it.
It's also like kind of fucked up that because it was Nikki Sixx that said what David Lee Roth said, or did David Lee
Right.
Roth?
No.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, David
that
Lee
is.
Roth. Nikki Sixx told David Lee Roth's story. Like Roth didn't
Yes.
go public with this. This was just kind of what he told his agent.
I
So he's
see.
butthurt.
So, but also Nikki Sixx is kind of a dick then,
Yeah.
because Nikki Sixx revealed a private thing that David Lee Roth said.
But it's a
Mhm.
cool thing that David Lee Roth said, so it backfires. It just makes David Lee Roth seem cooler.
Yeah, I take it
Me, at
back.
least.
So it's not.
Yeah.
If he said it privately, then he's well within his rights. I just think you shouldn't shame somebody that asks you to open for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't,
Yeah.
But if he
Yeah,
did it
well, he
privately,
didn't.
fuck it.
Yeah. And I would say Van Halen influenced Motley Crue. I mean, they influenced all of those bands, even Def Leppard. I would say, like any band that came after them, they influenced.
He's definitely right. He's not wrong in what he said. I just maybe the tact I was wondering about.
What if they had David Lee Roth front Poison? That's a nice workaround because it's technically you're just doing their songs
Mhm.
and it makes them better.
Does it, or does it make David Lee Roth worse?
Yeah.
I would be very amused to see David Lee Roth and CC DeVille share a stage.
Oh, I just thought he was going to replace the.
No.
replace-
He's the lead singer of Poison. It's the Poison's band with him instead of Bret Michaels.
Oh, good. Okay.
I think that would be amusing. It would be a complete shit show, but it would be very amusing.
David Lee Roth and Motley Crue would be pretty great too. I mean, it can't be any worse.
Well, that would be great because Motley Crue's actually good, unlike Poison. Like Motley Crue's good.
The problem is
Can't
David
play
Lee
anymore.
Roth not so good anymore. Same kind of problems.
Yeah, I guess.
But at least his banter would be good.
Yeah.
Vince Neil, we're not expecting great banter from Vince Neil. I mean, we saw his cameo.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, especially if his banter is like degrading bands who cited him as an influence.
Yeah.
That'd be really entertaining.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Well, Vince Neil's banter is just naming songs that he's done. He's like, hey, Dr. Feel Good and the girls, and keep rocking, man.
And then, gasping for air. That's really, that's his banter.
Maybe he has COVID. You give him a kiss respirator? Deuterino said that earlier, right?
Yeah, the kiss ventilators, yeah. They're all
Bless
very
your heart.
old.
Bless your heart, David Lee Roth.
Are there any new Vince Neil cameos?
No.
Didn't he
there's
just
not-
play a show again or something I saw?
Yeah, he's been doing shows.
Did he do a Dave Mustaine and like do a cameo during the show while he's performing?
No, I think he's after he was shamed for the slurry cameo. I think he stopped doing them, and we just looked up like really old ones.
What a solution, right? Like you're making all this money, and some people say, "Hey, man, you're doing these drunken slurry cameos," and he just stops. He can't just not do a slurry cameo. He can't put in the effort to do it correctly. He has to just stop.
I appreciate that he knows himself well enough to know that like it's easier to just stop than to try to like be sober for these things.
It's the Sid doctrine. Just
Mhm.
try. If you have to try, or just
I'm
don't
out.
bother. Won't do it.
Some people just can't handle criticism.
No, I'm good with criticism. I
For-
just handle it too well.
For all
It's like,
that
all right, I
thick-
won't do this thing anymore than if I'm bad at it. Bye.
For all the thick skin he has pretty thin skin.
Yeah. It's cheap leather, just like what he wears.
It's like a fruit roll up.
Oh my God, what flavor would he be?
Old misery.
Sidewalk?
Licorice.
Liquor-ish.
Oh.
Nice.
What was that candy? Oh, Razzle. That's what he would be.
Sad.
So now Tommy Lee, I looked up, is $500 now. He stepped up his price. He's like, oh, Dave Mustaine's $300.
Really?
Dang.
Well, maybe once he saw Vince Neil was off the market, he's cornering all of the Motley Crue cameos so he could charge more. Because who else do you go? Like, Mick Mars isn't on there, is he?
No,
Is
I gotta-
Mickey?
I don't. Let me see. I don't think so. I think we checked
last.
last time. He's not.
Like, as much as we dunk on
He's not.
Vince Neil, it's
Mm.
I admire the balls it takes to charge $300 for that, for what you're putting out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's very ballsy to do that little and charge that much.
He pretty much got away with it.
Oh,
Like, it wasn't lack of demand that made him stop.
yeah,
It was
I'm
just
sure.
people making
So-
fun of him.
If he puts his
There
face
aren't-
out there, he'll get
There aren't new Vince Neil cameos, but there are new Dave Mustaine.
Oh
ones.
no.
How come he has ASPCA?
So apparently a portion of your cameo fee goes.
Aw.
He donates to the ASPCA, which I think is actually pretty nice.
Take that,
Dave.
James. Every dog you kick, we're gonna find a new home for.
1 cent for every 10 cameos. I pledge this.
Better than nothing.
Hey Eric, it's Dave Mustaine from Megadeth, and I want to wish you a happy birthday. I hear you wanted to see a little bit of Tornado of Souls.
No,
Hey,
he's gonna
I
play.
don't know if this is for you to play or just to listen to, so I'll show you how to play it. I started this phrase.
doing a James Labrie.
Wow, this is really cool. This is absolutely worth $300.
Okay, if I was James or like whoever's getting this, I would be freaking out. This is awesome.
If he's playing it 1/10 as fast as the song goes there.
And in real
Well,
speed,
so the
it's gonna
dummies
go
could
like
learn.
this.
Okay. I was afraid he couldn't do it.
Well,
No, he was doing it to show the kid how to play it. Ah, one of the best.
Happy birthday, buddy.
He's an amazing
Eric, it's
musician.
really cool.
No matter what else you want to say about him, the guy's amazing.
Hey, Sebastian.
they're on the
It's Dave
bus.
Mustaine from Megadeth, and I just wanted to say happy birthday to you. You're turning 42, right? That's fantastic. I see you've been to most of our concerts in Chile, and
His voice sounds so
I
beat
think
up.
your
from
wife
playing.
Carla wants me to sing a little bit of the song Holy Wars for you, but I don't know if I can do that without my guitar. Maybe we can get Chico to play Holy Wars real quick.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
This
Get
is
outta
cool.
here.
Okay, that was Holy Wars. Brother, will kill brother. Hope you have a great birthday, buddy. See you later.
Pruning it.
Wow.
Okay.
These are the best cameos he's done. Yeah, he's really getting it now.
These are right up there with the best of any we've seen, honestly.
Yeah, like legitimately.
This is what people like about
Glenn, it's
Lean
Dave
into it.
Mustaine, old friend. How you doing? Wow, I didn't know that you were into the power company, working for those guys. Talk about a
Obviously, you don't know.
risky
You don't know
job.
him.
I knew a lot of things
I wish you would
about
have
you,
told me. I have so
but
many
not
neat
that.
questions about that. What a fascinating
Just
job
ask your
you're
friends in
doing.
the CIA. They could find out.
And what a thankless job. So many people don't realize how important
You can see that in your portfolio.
how much we rely on energy. So thank you for all of that.
Well,
That's
that
really
sounds
awesome
sick.
that you're out there.
sounds
the
something.
People of Louisiana.
He
Congested.
sounds like he's been
And,
singing all
I
night, and
hope
it's
you don't
just
miss
the
the
remnants of his
Cincinnati
voice.
show.
Yeah,
That
you're
would
right.
be a
You're
bummer.
right.
Allow me to
But,
expound on my
you know,
manifesto
all I
about
can say
power
right now is
companies.
that hopefully you'll be there, and we will too, and we'll have a great show to celebrate.
Okay, let's keep it moving. Other.
Hello, Gus. It's Dave Mustaine from Megadeth. I hear that you are celebrating a 50th birthday. I'm so happy for you. I have a birthday coming up this month myself. Actually, September.
Oh, Rob.
13th, and
September
I've got a
13th.
big
Oh,
Never
yeah,
forget.
We're both
birthday
Virgos.
coming up this time too. 50 is really big, and so
Oh, yeah, he's 60.
So 60.
Oh,
Oh, clean shaven.
Hey, Emmanuel, it's Dave Mustaine from Megadeth reaching out to you, and I'm just waking up and getting ready to go to class, do a little bit of some exercise this morning before our sold-out show in Phoenix tonight. And you wanted me
Noah.
to tell you how getting older has affected guitar playing and how someone has adapted. I'm not sure if that's a question for me or if that's you saying that or not. And then the next part, you say, I can't see the strings on a light-colored fretboard. I have to use dark ones. I didn't know if you meant dark strings or a dark fretboard. So here's me answering your questions based on my understanding. Me getting older, the only thing I've really had to change is my hands get a little sore from playing sometimes, and from pedaling really fast, it can also tear up my fingers.
That's a guitar technique.
My picking hand, but you just got to be smart and use string economy and hand economy, and I think that'll help your playing a lot too. And as far as the dark fretboards, dark strings, I hope you mean dark fretboards, because I would never use a light-colored fretboard with dark strings to get my point across. I think any kind of coating that you're going to put on the strings that doesn't preserve the actual string itself is just going to affect your tone. Anyways, I'm off to get a cup of coffee and then go to get myself folded very nicely inside of my clothing at Jiu-Jitsu, and I hope you have a great day, buddy. See you later.
So Noah, Dave Mustaine was in Arizona doing jujitsu, and you
No,
missed it somehow.
I'm
What the
freaking
fuck?
out. I don't know what like school he trains with.
Mormondo.
Don't think it's Mormondo.
Hey,
one.
Richard,
he's
it's
golfing.
Dave Mustaine from Megadeth. Hey, I have a day
It's like
off.
Willem
We're
Dafoe
out
in The
playing
Lighthouse.
golf,
Oh my
believe it or not.
God.
And I hear I should reach out to you from some of your friends and let you know that they love and support you so much. They know how hard you're working with your boy and his
his rare form of cancer, which is a bummer
Whoa.
too. You know, going through cancer myself, I know the support group is so important, and man, I'm so proud of you for all that you're doing, getting sober and taking care of yourself so that you can be there for your son.
Aw.
Anyways,
I'm like touched by
I don't
these.
really know what else to say other than I'm proud of you and looking forward to hopefully one day meeting you and your son. Until then, more power to you, and stay sober and one day at a time, buddy. Right?
Those are really good. I don't even have anything to joke about.
So wait.
He's getting
Just,
really good at these.
just so I'm still caught up. We're now the show that complains about taxes, talks about ammo prices, and likes Dave Mustaine. That's the show now.
Okay, hold on.
Hold on. Let me cue up the new song from Five Finger Death Punch.
And we're strongly against talking about poop.
What about
God
Mike
damn it.
Francesa? Anything
He's
new with him
great.
that we could approve?
He's great.
Well, something
Yes.
new for our non-patrons is one of our favorite episodes in our Patreon era, which, of course, as we mentioned, $5 a month, get all these bonus episodes. One of my favorite episodes we've done is the episode where we just did a whole episode lampooning Mike Francesa. And I believe like the first 40 minutes of it is us riffing, like no exaggeration, on a 3-minute interview that he did about that Adam Sandler movie. What was it?
Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems. I always forget the name of it. And we also have a roundtable discussion about Uncut Gems as well. But this interview that he did was just, it was ripe with comedy. So we're gonna post that. We're gonna unlock that Patreon episode and keep an eye out to our social media. We'll post the link on there.
I wanted
On
to
our
say
Facebook,
something.
our
Oh,
Twitter, and our Instagram.
I thought you were done. Sorry. I wanted to say that when we were planning that Mike Francesa episode, we were concerned that whether we had enough Mike Francesa clips to fill a whole episode. Little did we know that we could have made 8 episodes with what we had.
Yeah, we had to cut ourselves off basically because like, okay, that's enough. So Noah, you found this new clip.
Okay, I just want to say I did not listen to it, but the description sounds like it might be funny.
Okay.
Description is Mike Francesa tries to remember he used to coach the New York Jets.
Oh no, and it's with Bill Simmons.
I'm going to go backwards. I want you to see how many Jets coaches you can name in a row going backwards before you forget what the next person is.
That's a good bit.
All right, so we'll start. Salah Zizi, you mentioned him. Gase, you know he was the coach. Who was the coach before Adam Gase?
Oh, Todd Bowles.
Yeah, I probably will forget right away. You know.
Oh, it just
creepy.
All right, Todd Bowles.
All right, so we'll start. Salah Zizi, you mentioned him.
Oh, is
Gase,
that
you
it?
know he was the coach. Who was the coach before Adam Gase?
Yeah, I probably will forget right away. You know that. And now I haven't thought about it in a long
It was
time.
4 years of Todd Bowles. So
geez, Todd was there for 4 years. Absolutely.
who was before
Yeah.
Todd Bowles? You
Hold
get
on,
the,
pause
can you
it.
get this one?
Pause it.
Who
Now
was before Todd Bowles?
you notice he has to go, yes, of course. Now he has to show how much he knows about Todd Bowles.
Yeah.
Like, yes, Todd was there 4 years. He was, of course, he can't just say I forgot Todd Bowles. He's got to back.
Yeah.
Bowles.
He was there for 6 years.
Oh, I know.
Beat the Patriots.
Oh, Rex.
Rex.
Yeah.
Who was before Rex?
Even I know this guy.
Mike
Before
Mangini.
Rex was
Eric.
Mangini.
There you go.
Who was
The
before
Italian one you
Mangini?
remember.
Who never should have been fired. He won 2 out of 3 years there. He
Yeah.
won 10 games and 9 games.
And he
if
was in a
could have got along with
Sopranos
the owner,
episode.
I think could have been a
Oh.
long-time coach there. And I think he's a talented coach. I really do.
And there was a lot of talent that he left behind. Do you remember who was before him?
Herm.
All right, now it's gonna. You might get this actually. Who was right before Herm? 1 year only.
Al Groh.
Al Groh.
Oh, wow.
Then your
And
guy
then
Parcells.
And then Parcells.
Do you remember who was before Parcells?
Before Parcells with Dick McPherson.
No, that's
New
Patriots.
England. Hold on. Wait a second. Before Parcells
Wait a second.
was...
Wait a second.
One of the great-
what's it called? Rich Kotite.
Kotite, good. All right. Then 1 year of who
Before
was before?
Kotite.
Yeah, it was a 1 year and out.
1 year before Kotite. before Coach Harry.
I love the Jets. Jets history. It should be its own podcast. It was your guy Pete Carroll.
Oh yeah, 1 year. Oh yeah.
All right. Sorry, it was not funny.
We got the. I can make a drop out of that. Scrolling through the.
Seems there's a lot of people that aren't Francesa now on this
I was
feed.
gonna say this guy's going out of his comfort zone.
Yeah, so I guess there's just less Francesa content, so he's got to find other ways to keep his Twitter feed.
Is he not on air anymore?
I don't think he is, right? He'll appear on like podcasts and stuff. Maybe we can get him.
Yeah, he's on. Yeah, he does doesn't he do some like a periodic like I have something to comment on, so I'm gonna do it, and they syndicate it and it gets played on CBS stations.
Oh really?
That makes sense. But he doesn't have a regular show.
Just occasional missives.
Yes. And they go there, but they're like bumpers on someone else's radio show.
Oh
God. I got a good one. I don't know if we've played this. I don't think so. But if you want a good Francesa clip, but it's very old. Look up Brandon Inge, I-N-G-E, Francesa. And he basically has a man crush on this like utility player on the Tigers. I think it starts out the Mets should get him. But he says, I love Inge. I love Inge a lot. He says it like 50 times in about
that guy was really good for fantasy baseball for a couple of years because he had catcher eligibility, but he played all over the field. So you got more starts than you would from a typical catcher.
He was a good player, but this guy loves him like he's Ken Griffey Jr.
He loves those little scrappy white guys that just can do anything. And they think the game, Darren.
Yeah. Yes.
What kind of utility was it? Was it energy?
Power, energy and power. Energy and power.
I've just trade for the Mets. I think it's a match. How about Brandon Inge for Schoen Weiss and for Sosa?
Wow, this is Mad Dog and.
No, you can play him at first base.
You can play him at first. You can play him at backup. You also can catch.
He's a better third baseman than right is.
Yeah, well, you could probably right. You can't put him
at this posture.
He's been playing in the outfield in the spring training. You probably could play him in the outfield.
I don't know if he plays. So listen, I like Inge a lot. If you could get Inge, I like him a lot.
Then he's a guy in the bullpen.
I like him a lot.
If you could get Inge, I tell you, I would.
If you could get
Inge, yes.
Not terrible, Bob.
Now again, I would want him to be a first baseman. I don't want to fool around. I won't fool around in deference to right at third base. Although he's a better third baseman than
in
right.
this clip, they're facing each other, and I'm wondering if we should
I'm going to leave Delgado
do
alone
that on our podcast with
Give
video.
him some bats there. Give him some bats in the outfield. I don't mind that. I like it. I didn't think they would trade Inge. If they want to trade Inge, then I would. I'd be interested. I think Inge is a very useful player. I like Inge a lot.
If he could catch and play third base, chances are he can play other defensive positions.
I like Inge a lot.
I think I'd take him too. Now he's got $19 million, a lot of money coming to him.
Jesus Christ, Brandon Inge made $19 million?
A year from now, I might
15 years ago.
Right at first.
Fucking hell, that cannot be right. Unless it was like over 4 years.
Inge is a very underrated player.
Yeah, I agree. Now, again, the Tigers are going to want something back, I would think.
I'd be interested in that one. I got it. Now, again, I
Russo sticking his hand in his shirt.
I understand
they want bullpen. That's obvious.
Well, I can't get
every time Francesa talks and then says Inge, it sounds like he's adding a suffix to a word.
Yes.
Inge.
I-N-G-E. It's a game of Inges, Noah.
Oh.
Just sounds like it's a part of the previous word.
I have to say, I like Inge a lot. I like him a lot. I want him in me. I want him inside me. I want us to nest together. Go to IKEA.
If you could, Mike, would you take 6 inches?
I would.
Or how many inches do you want? Would you want more? Can you handle 10 inches?
Gun to my head, I would say 6 inches I can take. 10, I don't know. 10 might be pushing it. I'm not a Hall of Famer, but 6 inches is very respectable. You know what I mean? I can take 6 inches on my team. Mount it's Rushmore, not the amount of the inches. It's how
it's what you do with your inches.
Right. Mount Rushmore, I want 4 inches up there. I want 4 inches minimum on my Mount Rushmore.
I'm getting a little turned on. That's supposed to happen?
I mean, I'm a big sports fan, but 10 inches is a lot for anybody to handle.
Especially if you just had some chicken parm.
It's just
like a pig, and then all of a sudden you have to take 10 inches. All right, this is the show I remember. Thank you, everybody.
Mike Francesa, have you shot any guns lately?
Yes, I shot an AR-14. It was very hard to handle. Unlike Inge, I can handle Inge. Inge is great. Inge is great. We curl up, we spoon. We go to Crate and Barrel. We want to decorate a little bit. You know what I mean?
It's a nice Saturday afternoon.
I just love the idea of Mike Francesa and Brandon Inge just having a nice, loving relationship.
Can I see what Brandon Inge looks like? And who is he again?
He's a baseball
utility
player.
guy?
He's long retired, but he's like a former.
Let me see him in his early days, in his prime.
There you go.
He looks,
He's just a regular dude.
he
Nothing
doesn't look
special.
especially athletic.
Baseball
He's a
has
little
a lot
leprechaun.
of. There's the one sport that has the most like just a guy looking guys.
Yeah.
That's my.
Yeah,
There you
that,
go.
that landing strip.
Oh boy, chin pussy. That's Mike's man crush right there.
You don't see too many people with that kind
This
of
is
facial
Inge.
hair alignment. Oh,
Yeah.
Mike Francesa says a lot of homoerotically, like unknowing homoerotic
Yeah.
things. Like a lot of WFAN guys do this. They say something is sexy. Like there's a big sexy trade coming up, and it's not nothing to do with sex. It's like a big headline grabber. They all say it. It's so cringe. It's like they don't have to do the sexy move. They just have to get a solid bullpen pitcher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't have to do this big sexy move. Such an old middle-aged man thing. I wonder if that's a New York thing or if like all sports radio does that.
no, I think it's all. I've definitely heard non-New York people use that kind of verbiage.
So bad. You don't have to get a sexy blockbuster type guy like Inge.
It's just New York is typically a sexier place, so it comes up more here.
I think it's like regional. It depends where you are. There's a different word for sexy.
Do you listen to sports talk radio in Tucson, Noah? What do they say there?
I don't listen to sports talk radio.
They
in
talk
Tucson.
about AR-18s exclusively.
Yes, AR-18s.
Lining up kittens on the fence. And
Oh,
popping them.
no.
No, Tucson loves animals. You're not allowed to it's like frowned upon if you hurt any of the lizards. You're not supposed to hunt the animals that come to your yard like coyotes.
Well, that's why you use the heavy artillery, because you might wing them with like a pistol. You don't want them to.
No,
bleed
one
out.
of the first rules of the gun club is you're not allowed to shoot anything breathing.
But you weren't in Arizona.
Fair. This was California.
This is a very liberal state you're talking about.
I think it's common. It's common practice.
But that's the thing. Those fucking libs, they don't know how to use guns correctly. They might use a pistol on a kitten, and then it bleeds out, and then it suffers. You're supposed to pop them like instantly, and they just drop dead.
Gotta have a headshot when you're shooting kittens.
Exactly.
Every time. Not center mass. You gotta aim right for the head.
This reminds me of when I saw a kitten get crushed by a car.
Oh.
Was it your car?
No, I was driving behind someone and a kitten, like a baby one, like the ones that's on my shoulder, started running across the street. And when you see them, you're like, no, 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 no. And it ran into the car's tire and its head got crushed. And then it bounced twice, like its body was in shock. So it just like curled into a ball and just jumped twice. That was one of the most traumatic things I've ever seen in my life.
When was this?
It was in Brooklyn on, I don't know, East 17th Street several
Christ.
years ago. I was just
Whew.
Yeah. No more dead kitten talk, please.
Oh, who cares?
Oh,
No,
Mike.
insensitive.
Come on,
Mike doesn't give a shit about your kittens. Come on.
What a jerk Mike is.
I bet if I called his show, that's exactly the response I would get.
Oh, who cares?
So insensitive.
He really is a jerk.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Sid is a guy who is just delusional. Okay.
I can only handle 3 inches, so he doesn't like me.
You're
A lower
not a-
inch tolerance.
You're not a big fan of Inge?
No.
Just
don't
the tip of inch.
You
Yeah.
don't like Inge a lot?
My inch depth is not as Hardy.
Very shallow on hinges.
Oh my god. How do you think Mike feels about Latin ninjas?
Latin ninjas?
Yeah.
Are there
Isn't
any
that like
Latin
a porno
ninjas?
magazine?
Latin ninjas?
I think that's a porno magazine. I think I've seen that on the newsstand.
I thought ninjas come from Japan.
What? That's a different thing.
What about the dating app Inge? Think
That's
he's on it?
Hinge. Hinge with a H.
Well, but the one for middle-aged sports radio talk show hosts
And retired baseball players.
Yes, and Rob. Yes, and
It's like a sister brand that they've put out.
show him how it's done, Darren.
That would be great. There's enough podcasts now where there should be some kind of app that just sets you up with people to interview on your podcast.
Oh, that's a really great idea.
Yeah.
His profile is bio. Just says, "I'm a big fan of Inge. I hope he sees this."
He just keeps refreshing, hoping that Brandon Inge has created a profile. But still doesn't have one. God damn it.
All his shitty callers like prank him by making Brandon Inge profile. And he swipes right on all of them.
He just keeps getting catfished.
I thought that was Inge. I don't know. I mean, it was Inge. I'm pretty sure that was Inge, but something the wires got crossed or something. I wouldn't.
He keeps clicking the Zoom links and it's just Goatsy every time.
Oh.
He's so fucking heartbroken.
Why would Brandon Inge do this to me? I don't understand.
Deuterino, Photoshop Brandon Inge's face into Goatsy. Thank you.
Oh, I don't like enchilada anymore.
Enchiladas? Enchiladas?
I don't like enchiladas, and I don't like Inge a lot or Inge lattes or any of that shit. Okay? Back in.
Okay.
Okay.
Woo.
Do you want to play some of this Jason Newsted instrumental?
Yes.
Oh, who cares?
So apparently,
trying to do a metal podcast.
They're putting out all this bonus material around the Black album, and they put out a demo of "My Friend of Misery" from Newsted's riff tapes.
Oh, did he write that riff?
I guess so. Let's hear it.
He wrote stuff that was like a contribution to the song. Does anyone have gunshots to put over this?
Oh no. You do apparently.
My goodness. Okay.
My friend, the Brandon Ninja.
That's it.
Musica.
All right.
So do you think that Jason Newsted knew that this was coming out?
Yeah.
I wonder if he like
he gets money off of this.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering about
he
that.
has license. He has publishing on this. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said
And he did an
put this-
unboxing a few weeks ago. He's cool with them. They've mended fences or whatever.
How many inches could he fit in his box? Rob.
Probably 6 inches.
Oh.
Oh,
Standard.
Rob.
6
Ooh la
inches on
la.
each side, as you can see in my unboxing video. Yeah, 6 inches on each side of this Metallica box. Not enough inches, I gotta say right off the bat. I like a nice solid 7.5 inches.
Delightful.
Wait, so I'm sorry. So why did they release this? Is there something that's coming up with Metallica in it?
Yeah, they're
Oh.
putting out a Black Album 30th anniversary edition or something like that.
We've discussed it before. When
Yeah,
does that come out?
they're doing that whole covers album.
Yeah.
59 versions of each song on that album.
Yeah, so it's related to that.
Do you know if they're gonna have any like special guests,
What do you mean?
like former members of the band?
Like at their house or
Well, they
over
are
for a
doing a
barbecue.
big show. Yeah, they're doing a big like 40th anniversary show, I think, in December. So I think there might be stuff like that happening. Indeed.
40th anniversary of them being a band.
Yeah.
So is like
Or
Ron McGovney and Lloyd Grant going to be there and all that stuff?
I mean, they were there at the 30th anniversary thing.
I know they were there for something. I didn't know it was that. There's one really embarrassing video where like they're backstage at a show and Lloyd Grant is there with Lars Ulrich. And Lars is like, they make a joke about, do I actually get anything out of Metallica, like Metallica money? And he's like, oh, we'll set you up with the free pass to the Met Club or something. But like he jokes, but then it's like, what does he get? Like nothing.
Yeah.
It just makes him feel like shit.
Yikes. What does that guy do? Is he like a musician still, or?
I don't know. I know Ron McGovney stopped being a musician. He was in one other band in the 80s. And then he just quit and did some
You
other
should
shit.
just start like a Metallica cover band. Like this is what it would sound like if we stayed in Metallica.
It would probably be shitty and then like kind
Yeah,
of confirm that they were right to be. Well, Ron McGovney later on said that like he acknowledged like basically I was just the driver and like they had me in the band as the bassist
Jesus Christ.
just to drive and do accounting and like take care of financial shit. And then he says like I was better at that than playing music. So like it's kind of was the right move to separate.
Is that like subtle shade at Cliff?
I don't know. Is that
If y'all was
shade?
still in the band driving that bus,
Ah!
you wouldn't have crashed. It's on you guys. It's rough.
You got a point. I never thought of it that way.
We'll never know. At the very least, they would have saved one bus.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
That was
cruel.
just outside my window. Somebody had it.
Some people want to celebrate the Black Album. Some people want to celebrate the Black Ice.
Whoa.
To each their own.
Always got to take it too far, Sid. Always got to take it one step too far.
Too far. Too far.
Yeah.
Is that a sweat stain you got there, Rob? You got a little Dusty Roads patch on your.
Oh, it's like under your boobie.
Yeah.
Oh, you, Sid. Hope you die.
You know, Rob posted a group photo from the Kat Von D show, and I was like very taken aback by how long and lean your legs are. And then I realized, like, wow, I haven't seen Rob's lower half in over a year and a half. I
Haven't
think
seen his hinges.
I haven't seen his inches.
Rob, let's do a long shot there. Stand up and back up a little bit so we could see your head
You
to
look
toe.
great.
That's a big tell that he's not wearing pants.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think you'd stand up if there was underwear, though. You're not wearing underwear.
I'm wearing underwear, but you don't need to see that. You don't need to see that.
Yeah, I guess like I haven't seen your like long jeans for a while. They look great.
Thank
It's
you.
all that
Yeah, I've
swimming.
lost like 35
Yeah.
pounds, so it's been going all right. All right. Well, let's wind it down with our Spotify playlist. We have a playlist on Spotify we're calling the Metal Injection Livecast Music Break. Search for it on Spotify. And you could see every week we each pick a song and we add it to the playlist. And it's nice. It's fun. Why not?
Yeah.
This week I picked a song from the band Youth Code. Talked about these guys before. Well, it's a man and a woman. And they recently put out a new album, A Skeleton Key and the Doors of Depression. And I've been jamming it. I'm digging it. And the track I picked is Looking Down. I think you'd enjoy it.
From the name, I would guess that they are a positive hardcore band, like New York
No,
hardcore
they're
style.
industrial. They're industrial.
No, never mind.
He's just shitting all over Rob's pick.
Darren, what did you pick?
I picked "Feel Like Shit." Ellipsis Deja Vu by Suicidal Tendencies. Nice. Usually the lesser loved phase of Suicidal Tendencies, I feel like, where their more punky albums are more appreciated, but I just love that. I love that vibe that like kind of they're like emo whiny with like metal and shredding in that era, which I think is really great.
I celebrate their entire catalog. Yeah. Sid, what did you pick?
Well, we in our Out for Justice bonus episode, we very briefly referenced Paul's Boutique by the Beastie Boys because there's a Beastie Boys song in the movie, not from that era. But Paul's Boutique was on my mind, so I picked "The Sounds of Science" by the Beastie Boys.
Great.
Off Paul's Boutique, delightful song.
Shea Stadium mentioned in that song.
There you go. Noah
and
the Palladium.
Shea Stadium is not around anymore, right?
Correct.
Parking lot to their new stadium now.
City Field.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know about sports.
They moved it over like 1,000 yards.
Oh, okay. So I picked the song "Immortally Insane" by Pantera, and that's because earlier in the day I was in a really bad mood. And whenever I'm in a bad mood or like irritated with something, I just go immortally insane. Like I'm about to lose my mind. So I was like, all right, let me just choose this.
Does it help? Does it make you feel better?
I don't, you know how like you just have like a soundtrack playing, or I mean, I don't know if you guys have this, but I will sometimes have a soundtrack playing in my head depending on what's going on.
And that's just your anger soundtrack?
Yeah.
All right.
Or like whenever like stuff at work goes wrong and stuff, and like just everything kind of goes wrong. That's what I hear in my head. I just hear Phil Anselmo saying that.
You don't know me.
I thought I did.
Nice. So that's our Spotify playlist, our music break. Check that out. And of course, once again, I want to talk about our Patreon. We're putting up the Out for Justice episode tonight. It's going to be very, very fun. I think we had a great time watching it together. It was a fun watch along.
I genuinely enjoyed watching that movie, and I would watch it again.
Best of both worlds. It's just a good movie to enjoy, and it also perfectly fits our Patreon because there's so many funny things in it to laugh at, but it's also just a great, well-made, exciting fucking movie.
And just so much of the old New York.
Yeah.
It's just great. Just a
Yeah,
great
like
reminder.
a neighborhood that we used to hang out on.
Yeah.
At.
In the way it was when we hung out there. Now
Yeah.
it's completely
Right.
different.
And we're also planning another Zoom hang, right? We should let everyone know so that they pay attention.
Yeah. Do we
We'll
want to
have more
announce the
info on
date, or do we not want to announce the date?
We'll announce it next week.
right.
Let's lock it in.
Teaser.
And we're going to have a special mission for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's going to have to bring something to the Zoom party.
We're going to do a fun little thing.
Yeah.
Show and tell. And another fun part of the Patreon is we give shout outs to our top Livecast fans of the week. And to get a shout out, subscribe to the $10 tier. The $5 tier gets you the bonus episodes, the video episodes. The $10 tier gets you all of that, plus the shout out we're about to do. And I want to thank all of our patrons, all of our listeners in general. And I want to mention, if you don't, have the cash or whatever, you still want to support the show, you can still support the show by liking us on social media. You can give us a nice rating on iTunes or wherever you listen to our podcast. And that would help very much. So our weekly shout outs, how should I do it this week?
I have a suggestion. Oh, add "inge" as a suffix to every name.
No.
Okay.
And maybe a gunshot after everyone.
All right, Darren, you ready?
Both. Yeah.
We have Eric Inge. I like Robin Ganoush, aka Justin Inge. Need a little more Benjamin Inge. A little El Deuterino Inge. Dan Orange.
Orange.
Rock Destroyer Inge. Ham I am, I isn't. Gender Inge. Chasseurs Inge. The Crustacean Sensation, aka Got Stomper Inge. Dallas Inge. Robba Vampiro Inge. Hugo Likes Tacos Inge.
This is by how long the name is.
Landa Danks Inge. LaCroix Inge. Doug Pigman Inge. Scooby-Doo 182 Inge. Douglas, who are you, Levison Inge? Hi, Inge, guys.
shooting for anything
It's Josh Inge.
Boom, boom.
All out of bullets.
Oh, that's a motorboat. Oh, no. That's our show, folks. Thank you for tuning in. We will be back next Tuesday, and our special guest is going to be the Necrosexual.
Yeah.